Good morning, everyone. Myself, Ankit Sharma. I extend a warm welcome to each one of you present today for the inaugural ceremony of Vedanta College National Level Conference. It's our privilege to welcome Mr. Praveen Rane, sir, guest of honor of the National Conference. Let me also convey our gratitude to respected Sugandhidwani ma'am, Vedanta Foundation trustee, and Ravi Krishnan, sir, CEO Vedanta College Foundation. Now, for an auspicious start of the conference, I request all of you to raise for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे जय गण मन अधिनायक जय हे
Now, I would like to show Vedanta Foundation brand video. Now, I would like to invite our principal ma'am to address the participants about the conference.
Hello, good morning, and a warm welcome to Mr. Praveen Rane, the Joint Director of Bombay Chamber of Commerce, and all our participants attending the conference today. The topic of our national conference, Entrepreneurship, Innovation, and National Growth, is of vital importance in today's business scenario. India has experienced a remarkable increase in entrepreneurship and innovation in the last decade. India's entrepreneurial culture has undergone significant change due to several factors like favorable government policies, encouraging venture capital support, and increased access to technology. The Startup India initiative has played an important role in creating supportive environment for startups, offering various incentives, simplifying regulations, and providing financial support. The large pool of talented engineers and entrepreneurs are strengthening the innovation culture in India and enabling economic and social progress. The digital revolution also has provided force to entrepreneurship and innovation setup of India. Availability of affordable smartphones, data plans has helped millions of Indians to get information easily, network globally, and drive their entrepreneurial spirit. Government's emphasis on imparting vocational training and entrepreneurship education has equipped aspiring entrepreneurs with required knowledge and skills for starting a business. Government initiatives like Skill India have focused on upskilling youth and promoting entrepreneurship as a viable career option. Startups and small businesses are major contributors towards job creation for the urban and rural population. The improving entrepreneurial ecosystem has attracted significant domestic and foreign investment, leading to economic growth and positioning India as a global destination for innovation. With a vibrant entrepreneurial ecosystem and a young demographic dividend, India is poised to become a global leader in entrepreneurship. Emerging technologies such as artificial intelligence, Internet of Things are further propelling the innovation landscape in India. As India continues to empower entrepreneurs and nurture innovation, it is poised to drive economic prosperity, make significant impact on the global stage. We are definite that the knowledge shared by the dignitaries and research papers presented today will provide valuable insights into the topic of entrepreneurship, innovation, leading to national growth. Thank you.
Thank you, Principal Ma'am, for your inspiring words. Now, it's my honor to introduce Mr. Praveen Rani Sir, Joint Director, Bombay Chamber of Commerce, and the guest of honor of the National Conference. Mr. Praveen Rane sir brings him 16 years of rich experience in promoting trade and commerce, coupled with the expertise in advocacy and public relations. Currently overseeing international trade relations and export felicitation as the Joint Director BCC. He has played a pivotal role in driving industry surveys and stakeholders engagement activities. His dedication to supporting small and medium-sized enterprises is evident through capacity building initiatives and business facilitation. Mr. Praveen Sir brings on a process orientation, global marketing, digital platforms, and collaboration with foreign partners reflects his commitment to fostering business collaborations. Internationalization, moreover, his involvement in projects funded by international agencies such as UNITO and ADB showcase his global perspective. I take this opportunity to invite Mr. Praveen Rane sir to deliver his enriching address to our conference participants.
Good morning, everyone. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So thank you very much for this opportunity. And I'm glad that I'm talking on the topic of innovation, entrepreneurship, and national growth. So this is an academic conference, and I understand that it is a proven fact that both academically and empirically, entrepreneurship and innovation have been proved as key drivers of economic development. And there have been enough literature on this subject, which underlines how entrepreneurship and innovation contributes to economic development through higher employment, higher productivity, and also better standard of living. Considering that this conference has more audience from the student side, and obviously I can see that a lot of research papers will be published and discussed on this subject, I would like to restrict my speech to most of my observations, uh, what I have had at my workplace, as well as some economic facts. So I work for a place called Bombay Chamber of Commerce and Industry. We are the oldest industry association in the country, and we support the businesses by facilitating trade commerce. We help the entrepreneurs demonstrate their innovation, and also we help them with contacts, connects for business opportunities. So let me start with the basics of the business. That the basic inputs for production have been land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship. Now, these four factors have actually had undergone a lot of change in last 2-3 decades. We have seen the changes, how these factors look like, how they behave amongst each other. So, what we have learned in earlier theories is capital means physical capital, and most of the theories earlier used to highlight. Dr. Kiran, I hope I am audible.
Yes, Mr. Praveen. No issue.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
So
you.
most of the economic theories, earlier theories, what we had seen, they used to talk about investments in the physical capital. So more the physical capital, more is the scope for improving production and profits and so on. But with scientific revolutions, we realized that mere accumulation of land and machines won't be getting us more profits. And that is how we started looking at research and innovation. And these have been the accelerators for the economic activity over the ages. So if we talk about innovation, we have to understand that innovation is a much broader term than scientific inventions. If we read the history of scientific inventions, it is very interesting, really amazing to see how human beings have made changes to their own life over a period of time. And the rapid industrialization has been an catalyst for these kind of inventions. But innovation is slightly a comprehensive term. So when we look at businesses and innovation, we think beyond scientific inventions. We look at the business processes. We look at how each unit of the company, how each unit of the organization contributes to the objectives of the organization. How do you conduct your business? What is your compliance level? What kind of governance level that you offer? How do you collaborate with the external factors? How do you operate into your own ecosystem? How do you influence the other ecosystems and so on? And especially how the human beings are being organized in the production processes. So the way various factors are combined, either for a business goal or a social goal, is something that is an area of innovation. So I'll just pick up a few examples that all of us have seen in our social life, in our business life. The one, say, is of smart card. So you must have seen the smart card being used in India, even abroad, which are used for public transport across buses, trains, and so on. Now, smart card is one of the very simplest innovation that we had come up with public transportation system. Then we had QR code. Now we use QR code for multiple things. Earlier, it started with some kind of an authentic tool to extract information from an organizational data. And later it started being used as a payment mechanism. So a few days ago, when I saw a shoe polish guy sitting on the other station having the Paytm QR code, I was amazed to see that we have been talking of ease of doing business in business for so long. But we realized that our life has become so easy, so comfortable, so smooth because of digitization and innovation. So I wanted to just underline for the benefit of students especially that please do not restrict yourself to scientific inventions when you think about innovation. There are a lot of things which go beyond scientific inventions. And these days, private as well as the public sector enterprises are investing in innovation. So research and innovation is an important area of investment, and the goals are very clear. We are not getting into the debate of is a socialist economy or a capitalist economy. It is a fact that every business has to survive, sustain, and that's why maximizing the revenue is an important goal. And secondly, the customer satisfaction. In today's time, when we talk about ESG index, that is Environment, Social and Governance Index, automatically the organizational goals have been rewritten, the organizational strategies have been rewritten to suit that every innovation that we start with or we come out with has to, has to comply with the ESG as an important value. Another example which I wanted to quote is from my own office. We had a conference and we had invited Honorable President of India, late Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. It was a conference on the logistics, and we have been talking about the impact of digitization and science in the area of logistics. So he did make a statement, and when these great people make a statement, sometimes we take some time to figure out, the depth of that particular words. Technology is an important weapon against poverty eradication. So being student of economics, we have been always thinking of subsidies, we are thinking of education, we have been thinking of employment, job opportunities, and so on. We haven't thought of a direct relationship between technology and poverty eradication. I started, searching a bit more, what could be the various perspectives which I can come out with. And the simplest that I could see is the access to the mobile phones. The access to the mobile phones have been possible because of the Reliance revolution, that in the remotest part of the country, where still people struggle to get good drinking water, they have got good access to the mobile phones and good access to the data connectivity. Now, maybe into their day-to-day life, when it comes for, I say about water, it may not have affected much. But in terms of economic opportunities, in terms of access to information, access to knowledge, access to collaborative opportunities, everything has been made possible because of mobile phones and data. Now, so when I started wondering about how Reliance could have made it, it is maybe because they have leveraged whatever existing infrastructure was available that time of the government sector, and then they have kept their margins low. So the economies of scale have actually helped the Reliance Industries to reach out to that kind of interior of the country and got a revolution. Next example which I wanted to give you is of relevance to everyone today, especially the younger generation, that for years we have been watching cricket matches. We have been watching various kind of sports. Earlier, many families used to divert their minds of their student kids and children away from the sports because they never thought that sports could actually make that kind of a career and can bring that kind of a lucrative opportunities. But now our loyalty towards cricket matches has improved. It is because of the IPL. Now, so many options are available for people to do legal betting. So overnight, the sports have got unprecedented glory and attention. IPL is one of the important business case in terms of business innovation that has been thought of globally, because millions of people have been added to the audience. Earlier, it was only the set of people who are in the sitting in the audience of the stadium, or some set of people against the TV. Now you see various kind of media has been used, and people have been watching matches not necessarily because they enjoy the game to that extent, but because they have got another opportunity to invest and make money. Another aspect of it is, because sports has got that kind of a glory and has got that kind of ROI, so many jobs, so many assignments, people working in the stadiums, health and nutrition experts, hospitality guys, transporters, hotels, media, so on. Now, it means that it is a one innovation leading to so many economic contributions. And here it is, when we consider India as a land of opportunities, it is I would say it is a golden time for the Indian youth to figure out more and more such opportunities, create employment and other economic opportunities. Now, coming to entrepreneurship, uh, challenge has been seen with most of the developing economies as the size of economy is increasing in terms of population. The challenge was always how do you provide the employment. So in most of the political agenda, in most of the talks that we as common people do, we always are concerned about unemployment. I'm not sure whether there have been ever any time in the period of history when there was no unemployment. So unemployment has been there, or economics have proved that some degree of unemployment has to be there in the country, to boost some other important factors. Now the challenge is, can we ensure regular jobs to everyone? Everyone wanted regular, smooth, secure job. But is it something a rational expectation? Some of us have learned in economics that when we say rational, it means something which is logical and something which is practically possible. So logically, everyone should be having some means of livelihood. But is it sensible to think that everybody should be doing a job? Is it going to be possible? Is it going to get that kind of satisfaction and opportunity for an individual? No, not at all. So we shouldn't be bothered too much about having unemployment. The degree of unemployment is something that we need to deal with. And there comes the role of entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship has been thought, has been celebrated. It is because when we look at entrepreneurship, we have to create jobs for ourselves. We have to create opportunities for people around us. And today, in the era of internationalization, we should also look at people who are into our ambience, but we are not able to reach out to them so easily, but they are capable and they are in need of productive activities. So can we create opportunities for the people who are not necessarily into your ambience, but they can contribute to any economic activity? And that is how we can actually enlarge the gamut of entrepreneurship. And that's why we have something called regular jobs, contractual jobs, freelance jobs, and now gig jobs, and so on. So this entrepreneurship is important for national growth, that is given because it gives an employment opportunity. And we can't think of having a business without an entrepreneur who will conduct the business. But how does this entrepreneur has changed over a period of time? So 30 years ago, how does entrepreneur used to look like? What kind of conversations he used to have? How he used to interact with the other players is something which is an interesting fact. Today's entrepreneur is much younger person. The average age of entrepreneur has reduced drastically. Today's entrepreneur think of technical aspects, and he is not afraid of collaboration for leveraging others' knowledge. Earlier, people used to be working in silos, but today is a time of collaboration. Thirdly, earlier entrepreneurs used to depend only on resources from their families, their friends, and at most the given traditional credit. But that's not the case today. People are willing to go for credit rating. People are willing to raise funds from the market. People keep an eye. IPO has been considered as an important benchmark for your success, and so on. So now we are open. The entrepreneurs are now open to access funds from anywhere they get. A lot of people try and keep connecting with private equity and venture capital donors because they are the one who are willing to take that kind of risk for you, not the banks. So today's entrepreneur is also the one who's an innovator, who tries to innovate more and more sophisticated and more popular products and services. Believe me, some of the second generation and third generation entrepreneurs too are highly learned and qualified individuals. It was not necessarily the case earlier. People used to just leverage their existing wealth and existing resources that they have, and they try to make some kind of a business. But that's not the case today. If you pick up 100 entrepreneurs and try and check what kind of qualifications that you have, you'll be amazed to see that highly learned and qualified people with formal training and mentorship from the industry veterans are into the business of entrepreneurship. So one more interesting thing. There you would have seen a lot of Hindi serials and movies and all that, when people are so concerned about making losses into the business or losing onto their workplace and all that. But that's not the case today. You have seen that a lot of entrepreneurs, they sell out their businesses to some other investors and they move on to some other set of business. So business diversification is a very gradual and a natural process for entrepreneurs today. They are not emotionally attached to the underlying product. What they could have been attached at the most could be with the people who have helped them grow into their business. And most importantly, today's entrepreneurs are the ones who are open for competition. They are born for competition, unlike the earlier time. I've seen 30 years, 40 years ago, if you see the people's nature, people would get into a business venture only if there is some captive business. So when I talk about captive business, somebody has assured them that, boss, you invest into this particular thing, we have got ready-made customers, or we can grow the customers in this area. That's why you can grow the business in this direction. That's not the case today. So these are some of the changes that have happened in the case of entrepreneurs. Now, we observe some kind of a complementarity between these two, innovation and entrepreneurship. Technically speaking, an innovator could be different from entrepreneur, and that is what economic theory has been talking about. But today, that particular gap is reducing. Most of the entrepreneurs are into the business of entrepreneurship because they are innovators. And this innovation leads to competition, because not only theoretically, in practical also, that no innovator can keep leading the market segment over the lifetime. It's not possible. You cannot even get the full market share. It's not possible. You can get as much as possible. So as you innovate, you create competition for yourself, or you try to tide over the competition. But there are people who are going to imitate you. There are people who are going to overcome you, at least in medium term, if not in the short term. So what happens? It is a self-fueling process. One innovation leading to another innovation, and so on. So wherever there is an innovation, competition increases. Now, we'll have to also look at that innovation and entrepreneurship is not justifiable for the sake of it. It is for the national growth. It is for the society. It is for the welfare. And that is why competition, a good competition, is always appreciated by the economic principles. Why? Because when you have innovation, you have more products, more services available for the customers. So customers get a wider choice. Today, you look at e-commerce platform, you'll see the price range has widened. You have seen the qualitatively product differentiation is improved. We are able to negotiate better, at least even on the e-commerce platform, on the basis of the cards that we are using, on the cards of promo codes that we are getting, and so on. So what is happening here, it is the end customer who is benefiting out of it. So it is the society which is benefiting out of innovation and entrepreneurship. And what is happening in this entire process? the entrepreneur himself is moving from known market to less known markets. So today, the consultants, the corporate strategist, the business guy, they talk more and more of Bharat than India. I'm not getting into the debate of what is the political color of these wordings, but what is considered is that when the corporate strategies are being made, they are trying to focus more and more of tier 2, tier 3 cities and the rural population, because every entrepreneur knows that there are limits to which they can cover the market in the urban areas. Now, another important feature of today's entrepreneurship, unlike the earlier entrepreneurship, is that they start thinking of going international as soon as they are born or as soon as they start toddling. I used to wonder, so because we have done some projects with UNIDO and Asian Development Bank on SME development, we have seen a lot of SMEs, they start exploring foreign markets. Even if they are not aware of their complete capabilities and what kind of markets they wanted to have, they have an aspiration of going international. So we started asking that typically we would expect that let them get settled down in the domestic market and then they start thinking of going international and so on. They had their own logic. They said the competition in India is so fierce. The margins in India have become so less because of number of service providers which are available in the market. It is always better to go for some less developed market. So for example, we found a lot of SMEs interested in Vietnam, interested in Thailand, in South Africa, and some of the European economies. We used to wonder that you haven't got enough share in India itself, but still they're committed and they're having clear vision that they're capable of going international. This is another characteristic feature of today's entrepreneur. Now, for both innovation and effective entrepreneurship, there is a common requirement. And this common requirement is of people. So, in business and economics, earlier we haven't identified any differences in the human beings. So, when we read Ricardo's theory and so many other theories, we have been talking about labor units and doing some kind of graphs around it. So, one farm worker is compared with another farm worker because he's getting the same kind of daily wages. But is that something which can be applicable across the businesses? The answer is no, because it's a very crude understanding of human capabilities. No one human being can be equivalent to the another human being. And that is where we have the concept of human capital. So economists like Schultz and Baker has actually made contributions in this area. Most importantly, they have proved that if you can get better machines by investing in the research and innovation, you can get better human beings to deal with vocational education, with skill development. And that is how you build human capital. And this human capital can be built. At the same time, it can deteriorate. We learn so many softwares, but we don't use it on a day-to-day life. What happens to them? We tend to forget. We tend to lose those skills. If you're not working in the right kind of an organization, we lose motivation. Our capability reduces. We face some kind of medical problems. Our productivity reduces. So human capital is also subject to all kind of deterioration. Now, what is important that we cannot have innovation without people. You have to have people which are relevant, which are capable and sufficiently motivated. So what is the role of entrepreneur here? The entrepreneur has to identify and nurture this human capital. He needs to have sufficient energy to motivate his colleagues. If an entrepreneur himself does not have a vision, he cannot innovate himself. If he cannot motivate his colleague, his organizations cannot sustain the competition. If the entrepreneur does not have dedication for social and business motives, he cannot lead as an innovator. So, in the conclusion, I just wanted to make a few remarks. that earlier entrepreneurship was considered as some kind of madness, but today it is well respected activity. And believe me, if you look at the Maslow's hierarchy of self-actualization, and many of us who are day and night thinking about getting and securing and doing our jobs better might remain at the last two layers of the bottom of this pyramid, where we deal with our necessities and at the most comfort. It's only the entrepreneur. This is a message to the youth. This is the only entrepreneurs can think of getting to the top of the pyramid, because your cognitive abilities, your social skills, your emotive capabilities, and your spiritual aspect, everything gets tested when you are dealing as an entrepreneur. You will have a daily struggle to deal with life around. And hence, my message through my observations, I've seen a lot of good entrepreneurs doing wonders, doing miracles happening in their own ecosystem, that entrepreneurship is a much better but a tougher path for fulfilling your dreams and aspirations. But no doubt, with your own growth, your colleagues' growth, your own organizational growth comes the growth of nation. So you need not do anything separate for the national growth. You grow yourself, you help your colleagues grow, you let your organization grow, and there you are. Thank you very much to the management, principal, vice principal, madam, professors, all the students who have given me this opportunity to sharing my experience. I did not want to go much theoretical. I wanted to just share some of my experiences. I'm available on the LinkedIn. Feel free to get connected, and happy to receive any questions at this platform also. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you, Praveen sir, for your captivating words and the knowledge you have shared with us. It's truly been an honor having you with us. Now I would like to ask Principal Ma'am to share some few words with us.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Praveen. It was an amazing talk. You put things so simply, and I liked the last part of your talk where you said that it is actually the self-actualized person who is into entrepreneurship currently. Traditionally, we used to say that for a person to be taking up entrepreneur to become an entrepreneur should be mad, because the kind of risk or because the kind of a disconnect he will have from his social group. And currently he is being respected. He's being considered to be a person who is truly self-actualized if he's taken up entrepreneurship as a goal, as an aspiration. And yes, one more very important thing, that he doesn't have, entrepreneur doesn't have to do something out of his goal to lead to national development. The growth which he is aspiring for naturally brings about national growth and development. And so, yes, probably the current regime thought of that, and they have been promoting entrepreneurship to a great extent, because this direct connection of growth of an entrepreneur naturally leading to national and economic growth has brought about kind of tremendous growth in the economy, and we have become a sought after destination for the businesses abroad to invest in our country. You also told a very important thing where you told that Dr. Kalam had told at your conference that it is technology which leads to growth and success. And where we have also succeeded in the last few years is that we connected the common man to the technology. And you are rightly saying the revolution which Reliance has bought by connecting to the bottom of the pyramid, by making mobiles accessible and data accessible. So that has led to another major revolution where you told that the shoe polish fellow using the UPI, and today we are at the top of the world using the UPI very conveniently. And the other very important section where we have been able to use technology and grow is where government decided to use the PDS system and the benefits which go to the poorest section of the society through technology. So they have been able to reach to the beneficiary directly and in the most efficient way. So yes, definitely through entrepreneurship and innovation, we have been able to uh, reduce poverty. Yes, poverty eradication has also been our major, outcome because of that. So thank you so much. You spoke very simply. You gave such very layman kind of examples for the students to understand and connect very easily to the topic. So we are truly privileged that you could take time off and be with us and our students today.
Thank you
So
very much, ma'am. Thank you very much.
thanks. Looking forward to be connected with you for further such kind of initiatives.
Sure. If there are no questions, can I leave this meeting?
Yeah, any other faculty on, or we have teachers and professors from other institutes. If you have any questions, can you please uh, put up your questions soon? I also wanted to know from you, Praveen, that how do you further see, because we were always told that China grew very fast, and we stayed back because we were told, the foreign businesses used to say that India has a very you know uh, unstable political scenario, and because of that, growth for a business becomes very difficult. Though now we are seeing that a lot of policy changes happening, but then political turmoil, political instability continues to be a big challenge for the businessman to invest. And so how do you see that ahead?
I think, except political instability, in terms of the way the growth is happening in a structural manner, there is no challenge for India. So it is high time that India looks at more of political stability,
Yeah.
because that is the only challenge. Otherwise, you look at any real factors in terms of investments, in terms of education, in terms of people, in terms of I would say the balanced development. So earlier, for example, there used to be challenges because of regional disparities.
Yeah.
If you look at northeastern states, you look at some of the hilly areas of the north, and everywhere you can see development happening either through tourism or through production or through so many other things. Infrastructure is being taken care. So everything is happening smoothly except the political turmoil, because the political turmoil is an important parameter which affects the FDI.
Yeah.
It's an important parameter which affects the sentiments of the youth who
Yeah.
are qualified enough.
Yes.
And if people, so I was just discussing something with Ernst & Young yesterday about urban challenges, that uh, traveling, say, from Sion to Thane by C42 bus takes me 25 rupees. If I travel by City Flow, it causes me 250 rupees. And if I travel by my own car, then it can cost me 500 rupees. But during the evening, I face same amount of frustration, same amount of time loss. It means that sometimes we are so stubborn about trying to get equity or equality everywhere that we defeat the purpose of creating different layers of services. So there could be level playing field, say for example metro, but government hadn't given that kind of an attention of metro as in comparison to the roads. There are a lot of political reasons behind it.
Yeah.
So now what happens that I have seen that a lot of young people now talking about leaving the country and going and staying abroad, or some people believe that there is only single life, why not we spend in a better place wherever it is. That kind of a psychological change has been seen. So I think political stability is a challenge, and except that there are no structural challenges that India sees today. Yeah. Somebody else was wanted to say something.
Sir, one student want to ask question. Yes, go ahead.
Uh, See, if you are talking from just a, if the purpose of the question is to ask a question, then I can give a few areas like people talk about artificial intelligence, services, and so on. But if I think that you are asking this question from a entrepreneurship spirit, then my answer is whatever is the area of your interest can be the area of entrepreneurship. I'll just give an example. One of my student, um, she was she used to dance and she learned Kathak. So while she was in school and colleges, we used to just understand that at most what she would do is that uh, what she would do is typically open up her own academy and she will teach students and all that. But I was shocked to see that when NMMC, Nita Mukesh Ambani Cultural Center opened up and they started with their first show. She was a lead dancer in that show, and today she is traveling across the globe. And other friends of mine who have been associated in her company has also been involved with doing so many collaborations, doing so many social events. So it has gone beyond limit. She doesn't have even time to look at her own academy, a small academy she has started. Now, from a small teaching job, she has got into entrepreneurship, where she herself has become a creator for a lot of events, and she's doing wonderful. So I think when it comes for entrepreneurship, you will find that a lot of your friends also have created opportunities for themselves. So it is something that you use your mind, you use your interest, and you create an opportunity. So any area can be an area of an entrepreneurship, I believe.
Yeah, you're so right. Yeah, you're so right, because when you say a self-actualized person is actually a successful entrepreneur, so for that the passion quotient is so important. So yeah, the choice comes from your passion and area of interest, right?
One
Anybody
of
else?
my just last example, one of my friend, uh, he was an ex Navy person. He invented something to do surveillance for the Navy, and it was an unmanned vehicle which can float over the water, and it can do some kind of a surveillance in specific area. Soon he realized that why can't we use this for collecting garbage? So he did his pilots in Indrayani River and Mithi River and so on, because collecting garbage from the water bodies is a risky task, is a very, I would say, risky and costly and difficult task. Why not we use machines for it? And he came out with some small machine which can do the job. And then further he converted those machines into more sophisticated machines. So he hasn't thought of that he will be doing this kind of stuff. Yeah. And it has been helpful. So it is a passion which has been driving people to get into entrepreneurship. And I think it is necessary that today, when we are faced with so much of social media, so many distractions, I found most important challenge here is to find right kind of motivation. And motivation can then lead to entrepreneurship. Yeah. So thank you very much. I have
Anybody
taken
else?
your time.
Yeah, anybody else with any question?
Sir, hello.
Yes,
Sir,
please.
sir, I have one question regarding futures of entrepreneurs. Sir, it's been seeing many successful startups are now going into losses. They are facing these challenges. So what will be the future of entrepreneurs in 25 years?
Again, this is more of a theoretical question. So yesterday I was sitting with Ernst and Young and we have been discussing over the questions. So we realized let us ask questions which will matter me, you and me. Okay. So I think anybody who gets into the spirit of entrepreneurship knows that there is a high probability of failure. Okay. Secondly, that's exactly why today people who are appearing for competitive exams are also highly qualified, They have done their professional qualification, and also parallelly they have explored competitive exams.
Hmm.
Similarly, most of the entrepreneurs today are highly learned, highly qualified. So they know that if they are not able to sustain the competition, if they are not able to do, success in given period of time, whatever time that they give to themselves, they can go back to some or the other profession. So I think that is very natural to the entrepreneurship. So we need not worry about what is going to happen in 25 years. I believe that with this kind of innovation, the number of entrepreneurs are going to grow, and that is an indication of a growing economy. The more developed the economy, more entrepreneurs you will have. Yeah, and more fierce is the competition. So I think we will have to take it as a natural course of action.
Yes, sir.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Nice
Yeah.
to have you with us.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Dr. Kiran. Thank you, Dr.
Yeah,
Sangeeta.
sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
May
So,
I leave
sir,
now?
I'm here to propose formal vote of thanks.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, I offer my sincerest gratitude to Mr. Praveen Rane, Joint Director of Bombay Chamber of Commerce, for his enlightening address relating to entrepreneurship, business innovation, and national growth. Sir, moreover, you touch points like technology application and the relation with the development of the country. Also, you have emphasized on how business innovation being a catalyst factor for national growth, and how today entrepreneurship is not the matter of having so many resources, but a matter of passion. So I'm heartily thankful to you for sparing your valuable time and addressing our audience participants. And rightly, your words of wisdom has matched with our theme, that is entrepreneurship, innovation, and national growth. I'm
Yeah.
heartily thankful to our management, Vedanta Foundation trustee Suman Dwani ma'am, and CEO Ravi Krishnan sir for stewardship support. I would be failing in my duty if I forget to thank our principal ma'am for her vision and commitment towards college and being backboning authority for organizing this national conference. Thankful to the whole organizing team of this national conference comprising of teaching staff, non-teaching students and technicians. I'm highly obliged to all the participants for being present and asking sir questions. Thank you one and all. We'll be
Thank you very
moving.
much.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Mr. Pawan.
We'll
Yeah.
be moving
Thank you.
towards technical session after 15 minutes. The link will be shared on your official rooms. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.